Hello everyone, welcome back to Popcorn in Bed. Thank you as always so much for being here. I am having a good day. I went to the theater today with Carly and a couple of my cousins who I love and had popcorn and peanut M&Ms, and we saw The Glass Onion, which is like the second Knives Out. And it was so good. Me and Carly both loved it. It was so funny because we were sitting next to each other. I kept finding myself like talking out loud to her and like looking at her, and I'm like, oh my gosh, just stop reacting. But it was like, oh, my cousin's like, you're not on camera. Like, this is how we actually watch movies though. And anyways, I loved it. My cousins that went with us liked the first one better, and they started like picking little holes in it, and I'm like, guys, stop ruining it for me. Such a good day to be in a theater for a matinee. And now I get to watch The Queen's Gambit, and I have been dying to watch the next few episodes of these since I saw the first two. I literally dreamt about it for the 2 nights after I watched those first 2 episodes. Asking everyone I see, I'm like, have you seen The Queen's Gambit? And I'm like, I'm loving it. So I'm so excited to watch these next episodes. We left Beth. She had just won that first tournament, and she and her adoptive mom are going to start going to another tournament they found. She finally believes in her. Seems like the mom's got a little more pep in her step with this idea, and I hope it can bring them closer. I hope Beth stops taking the drugs. I mean, I don't want to be insensitive because obviously if you need medication, you should absolutely be using it. I just feel like in her case, it got to an unhealthy point, obviously. I don't want to get there again. Okay, let's watch. Oh, I'd kind of forgotten about baby Beth. Oh my gosh. Oh, that scared me. Oh, poor baby. Oh.
I asked for a pleasant room, and I believe they gave me one.
Oh, I couldn't tell if she liked it or hated it.
I'm Beth.
Carmen, Kentucky State Champion. Nice to meet you. And the time control is 1:20:40. You get 2 hours to make 40 moves.
He's kind.
That right there. Guy takes one look at this. He pays up $20.
You look so familiar. Cowboy chess player.
It's all pawns, no help. Here, I'll show you, all right?
I take the night.
Are you that kid from Kentucky who wiped out Harry Beltic? Let me show you how you went with black. What?
Let her show you.
What does white do here?
Queen takes pawn.
Rook to king 8.
That's Mrs. Rashevsky from the 30s.
1935.
They're like speaking a different language.
Rashevsky, who's playing like that back when he was your age, little girl?
Okay, you look 12. Don't call her little girl.
Are you playing?
Nah.
Oh my gosh, who is he?
Playing too many opens, it can only hurt me, you know what I mean? Good luck.
Beth Harmon.
Bound chicka wow.
What are you two doing here?
We're on the university team now.
I'm sorry we won't get to play.
I can only lose so much.
Do you mind?
Oh,
What are you doing? Looking for weaknesses in my play. There aren't any.
there aren't any. She's so passionate and, you know, one-track minded on it. And I just kind of love her for it. It's inspiring a little bit. She's like, too easy. She came and watched.
Did you watch the whole game? Of course.
When he brought out his rook and took that pawn,
These guys,
I thought you were
fanboys
done
now.
for. I should have known better.
Yes, you should have. Aren't you going to introduce me to your friends? Matt, Mike, this is my mom. A pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, I'm glad she said my mom. I thought she was gonna say something.
I can't make up my mind which one is more handsome. I'd like to play in the U.S. Open. Would that lead to playing abroad?
Benny Watts plays in Europe all the time now that he has this international title.
How's the prize money?
More than in the States.
What about Russia?
The Soviets are murder.
They pay people to play chess.
We don't want to be late. This one's for all the marbles. 500 of them.
It's not only about the money, Mom. Look at her just stare him down.
Beth cannot be happy about being crowded into an ending.
It's so complicated.
Uh-oh.
And that's Jack.
And that's me.
Perhaps you could give me 10% as an agent's commission?
Oh, I thought you would give her like half.
Let's make it 15%, which would be $49.54. They told me at Methuen you were marvelous at math. Schoolgirl beats grandmaster in Pittsburgh. That's national recognition, dear. Doctor wants to keep her in bed for a few more days. I'm sure she'll be better by Monday. The worst cold I've ever seen in a child.
Oh, she's skipping school to do all this.
There's a tournament in Houston over the holidays. I hear they have a very lovely beauty spa at the hotel. Yes, Mother.
She doesn't want to?
She has a fever. She won't be back until after the holidays.
Couldn't they just pull her out and do private tutoring or something?
I'm
Oh,
calling you a wonderkin. I might have to start keeping a scrapbook.
It might be the best Christmas you've ever had.
I just want her to grow her hair out a little bit.
Is that a martini? Gibson. I find the onion slightly more refined than the olive.
Onion in your drink? Oh, he looks like he means business.
Learn how to speak Russian.
That's it, honey. Hold it up so we can see it.
So can you tell the readers of Life how it feels?
Life?
Among all those men.
It's gotta be a big... Oh, her hair's cute there.
When I was a girl, I wasn't allowed to be competitive.
Chess isn't always competitive, can also be
What?
beautiful.
I was just wondering how you learned to play chess.
Mr. Scheibel taught me.
Do you imagine that you saw the king as a father and the queen as a mother?
That's reaching a bit.
It was the board I noticed first.
The board?
I feel safe in it. I
Oh,
can control it, dominate it, and it's predictable. So if I get hurt, I only have myself to blame.
the tiniest little trophy. I feel like it should be bigger.
Tell me, Elizabeth,
Oh, there's one.
have you ever heard of something called apophenia?
No, what's that?
The finding of pattern or meaning where other people don't. Feelings of revelation or ecstasies.
What does that have to do with me?
Creativity and psychosis often go hand in hand. Or for that matter, genius and madness.
This lady's a little
crazy?
No,
off-putting.
not.
I think
I
that's
was just
enough.
asking.
Beth has homework to finish.
It was an honor to meet you.
Thanks.
You might try bridge. I hear a lot of chess players enjoy it.
I'll show you out.
Why? What?
Now and then a small boy appears and dazzles us with his precocity
She
at what
looks
may
pretty.
be the world's most difficult game. But what if that boy were a girl with brown eyes, red hair, and a dark blue dress?
We stopped at the chess club.
She is quiet, well-mannered, and out for blood.
Oh,
It's mostly about my being a girl. Well, you are one. They didn't print half the things I said.
yeah, she said some very profound, beautiful things.
Beth, dear, it makes you a celebrity. For being a girl. Do you ever think maybe it's the drinking that's making you sick? I've flirted with alcohol most of my life. I think it's high time I consummated the relationship to motherhood. Beth? We're having a pledge party. The other apple pies asked me to invite you Friday night. Can you make it?
She was the mean, popular girl, that girl? For some reason, that's funny to me that she just walks out without, I don't know. She's so independent.
It was really something to see you in the newspaper all those times. What about the boys? Is there anyone you've met that you'd like to trade Brooks with or whatever? I mean, I trade Brooks all the time, but it's not. I bet you do. I love this song. Turn it up.
Like a whole new world for her. Oh, Beth. She's just leaving. I was hoping that would go better. I wonder if this is what that reporter was talking about. Like, she sees pattern and meaning in the chessboard and almost is like a euphoric experience for her. Las Vegas. She's going to the Open. How did they make Vegas look like this?
Wow.
I like him.
I thought we might bump into each other when I saw your name on the tournament list. Chess Review sent me to write it up. I'm sure glad you came.
It's probably a good idea for me to play in something other than the events I pick for the money.
Looks like you're making a lot. I should do something on you for the magazine.
I was on the cover last month.
I could do a half page on you for the Sunday paper.
Yeah, sure.
I got a camera in my room.
In your room.
Why don't you sit over by the window?
Her skin is so flawless.
I wasn't ready.
You look great. You could go by the board.
The board's on the bed.
I see you've done this before. You've grown up, Harmon. You've even gotten good looking.
It's a weird
I don't
compliment.
even know your first name.
Everyone calls me Towns. Maybe that's why I call you Harmon instead of Elizabeth.
It's Beth.
I like Harmon.
Tell her your name.
Roger. Beth Harmon, this is Roger Dion.
I've heard so much about you.
Nice to meet you.
I'll be gone in a minute.
We're having a moment.
Dinner's at 9.
I was her only heir.
Where have you been, honey? Playing chess. That's all?
That's all.
DL Towns.
I suppose you've never had beer. Here.
So did my father.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Uh,
I was 21 when I took her some work with me. Ran as far as under the edge of the river.
I'd like another. All right.
no. How old is she again? Is this a normal, healthy dynamic? IDK. Has she ever lost?
Gosh.
I played the marshal, sacrificed my queen.
What about Bobby?
Benny Watts?
Yes.
Queen's coward.
I've seen him a couple of times.
Oh, the cowboy.
He's got a crowd around him.
He's the U.S. champion.
He's Benny Watts. I read about a game he played in Copenhagen. Benny was 8 years old.
Sounds like someone else I know.
When I was 9, I was playing Mr. Scheibel in the basement. Anyway, I'm not afraid of him.
He was a child actor.
There is one player that scares me.
Who?
The Russian. Borgov.
Borkov.
You're Beth Harmon.
Yes.
Game they printed, that was a pretty one. The one with you and Beltic.
Thank you.
You could print a game.
Benny Watts.
I know.
I know. I knew she was gonna say that.
Guess I'll see you tomorrow.
You shouldn't have castled in your game with Beltic. You could have lost your advantage.
I don't think so.
I think he's like her, right?
Set it up, think it out. Your problem is your queen knight.
I don't want to set it up and think it out. Beltic could have beat me. I was so proud of myself when I found an error in a Morphe game, and now someone's done it to me.
Stop thinking about what might have happened and get some sleep.
So stupid.
She's so hard on herself. What is he wearing? This is the US Open? That's cool. It's stressful. Maybe her being humbled by him a little bit was a good thing. Maybe he'll be a little cocky.
I thought he could see what I was planning. I thought he could hear my heart beating and know how panicked I was. But he took the piece, just as I planned. A draw would give me the title. I wanted to win. I wanted to hammer his weaknesses. I wanted to show that pirate that I could beat him, even though I didn't play the way he thought I should. And he captured my center pawn. With the pawn gone, I was open to a rook-bishop mate, because his innocent-looking knight would block my king's escape. The more I looked, the worse it all became. It was brutal. It's the kind of thing I did to other people.
Oh, she lost.
I had to retreat, but he kept coming. I wanted to scream.
You resign now.
Tough game.
You'll split the prize money. The Open Championship is often shared.
I didn't see what he was doing.
She's
Finesse
so...
everything all the time. Nobody can.
You don't know anything about chess.
She's really trying,
I know what it
Beth.
feels like to lose.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Okay.
And now you do too.
Harmon! I know how badly you wanted to beat Benny.
Doesn't matter. Give my best to Roger.
Beth.
So it was a nice gesture. So was Towns with Roger? How can chess be so exciting? Oh, you know what? Her mom said no, she knows what it feels like to lose, and I think it's okay that she lost. I wanted her to beat Benny too, but it's gonna be okay. I still want to know where we started this whole series off of. We were in France and she was in a pretty dress and late. and so it must have been playing over in Europe, and I want to get back there. It almost makes me sad that this is only 7 episodes because it's so intriguing and fun to watch, and she is so good. Like the actress, Anna Taylor-Joy, is that her name? Anna. She's so good and expressive without having expressions, and oh, Towns is so handsome. I think she knows that too. What does Roger? I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Let's watch the next epi.
Ty lubisz.
Ty lubisz.
My lubimy.
We lubisz.
Me.
My. Very good. Ja.
Hey, what's your name again?
Beth Nimrod.
Beth Nimrod, what are you doing?
You're the chess player. U.S. Women's Champion?
U.S. Open Co-Champion.
Must be a trip.
Do you play?
Nah. Played a lot of Monopoly, though.
Never played that game.
Don't. Makes you a slave to capitalism.
So why are you taking Russian classes if you're a slave to capitalism?
I want to read Dostoevsky in the original. Nравится твоя фигура.
You really like the shape of me?
I'm stoned. I shouldn't be speaking a foreign language.
And I should probably call home.
Phone's in the bedroom, through the kitchen.
Still don't really remember how old she is. I think so.
I just wanted to let you know that I'm with some friends in my Russian class. Go on to bed. I've got a key.
You say you're partying with college students?
Yep.
Okay. Just be careful what you smoke, honey.
Trade books with.
Are they gonna trade rooks?
What's that burning purple thing there?
You tell me. How much longer?
I'm close.
How much longer, she says?
I'm sorry, I'm just really stoned.
I don't think she liked that very much. Her mother's gonna be worried.
Everybody went to Cincinnati to see a movie. Stay as long as you like.
I don't think we've ever seen her let loose like this. Careful, Beth.
I might have called. Didn't want to wake you up. I'm going to Cincinnati.
See a movie?
I'll be home after school Monday.
Are you with a boy?
I was last night.
Well, chess isn't the only thing in life.
I won't get pregnant.
Famous last words.
My one special talent, okay? 17,
So
18.
proud of you. All right, open it. It's a Bolivar.
Oh,
It's perfect.
you know, she's got her issues, but she's a good mom.
We have Mexico City in 2 weeks, and then the U.S. Championship, and then Remy Vallon in Paris.
Paris? My God.
Is her mom gonna go too?
I have a confession to make. Do you know what a pen pal is?
Someone you exchange letters with.
Does she have a secret pen pal lover?
His name is Manuel. He's meeting us at the airport.
Mexico City.
I have to say, I am really quite thrilled.
Is he the reason that you wanted to come to Mexico early?
I suppose so.
Oh. I hope he's not catfishing her. I think it'd be really fun to go to Mexico City. I've never been to Mexico. Oh, he is the same as his picture.
I like to say that I was born in Mexico, but I am from Mexico City.
Was chess a lot bigger in the world than it is now, or is it still this big? I just don't know that.
She came in at 3 o'clock this morning, 2:30 the day before. And they've had lunch and dinner every day this week. I'm pretty sure they're...
You know, you could come along to the folklorico. Such a beautiful day.
It's been raining the last 2 days.
Has it? I hadn't noticed.
She's Twitter painted.
I need to work on these endgames.
You know, perhaps, Beth, you have to work on yourself.
Tomorrow at 10 o'clock, I play black against Octavio Marenko. He's 34 and an international grandmaster.
Wow.
I need to study my endgame.
You're what they call an intuitive player.
Sometimes the moves come to me.
Intuition can't be found in books. You need to relax.
I kind of like the relationship. Do we like Manuel, though? I want her mom to be happy.
Una cerveza Corona, por favor.
People like you have a hard time. Two sides of the same coin. You've got your gift, and you've got what it costs. Hard to say for you what that will be. We've got so much anger in you. You'll have to be careful.
Let's play.
That little girl was also so fantastic. Two sides of the same coin. Is it the Russian from the magazine that she's scared of? Does this chess player have bodyguards?
You can turn on the light now,
I'm sorry. I seem to have caught a virus. I don't know if I'll be able to watch your match in the morning.
It's all right.
You'll tell me all about it.
Sure.
Every move.
Of course.
Lovely night for a swim.
Yo soy Juan Alberto Díaz del torneo invitacional de ajedrez.
Is that Beth?
Gran historia, 17 años, Elizabeth Harmon.
Neither of us spoke the other's language in 31 moves. It is game.
You're a wonder.
She deserves this a little, her mom. Here's Beth, swimming in the rain. The Queen's Gambit. Oh, he looks so nervous. I like those guys, her friends. Those are the guys from the table at the beginning.
Fresh air feels nice, doesn't it?
Aren't you going out?
Manuel's not coming tonight. He had business in Oaxaca.
How long will he be gone?
At least until we leave.
I'm sorry.
I've never been to Oaxaca. I imagine it resembles Denver.
Think they'll still write? I mean, he can't just be after one thing and this greasy salesman if he kept writing her all that time.
Georgie, get out.
Beth Herman.
I'm alert.
Is he like her too, a prodigy? They're going very fast. It's been this long and there's still that many pieces on the board?
It's been 5 hours. Perhaps we should adjourn now.
Play will resume tomorrow at 10.
Oh, they're taking a break, but then they come back.
In America, I am told that one sees films inside the car.
Drive-in movies?
Yes, Elvis Presley movies.
Oh, he's adorable.
I would dig that.
She's playing it all out.
On to Rook 5.
Come on, Beth. Can she do that? Can she leave the table? Is she trying to intimidate him? What's her game right now? She is!
For you, Beth Harmon. Resign the old-fashioned way.
Oh my gosh. He is the sweetest.
I've never been to a drive-in either.
I should not have let you do that. The Rook.
But you want not the next one that tries it. How old were you when you started playing chess?
4. I will be world champion in 3 years.
What'll you do next?
I don't understand.
If you're world champion at 16, what'll you do with the rest of your life?
He's 13.
You're the best I've ever played.
For you, Beth Harmon.
Borkov.
Borkov! Is that her mom playing?
Look what I found.
So much for your stage fright.
I play fine as long as it's for fun.
Oh, Beth.
Москве она будет вялая от разницы во времени.
Она набирает обороты.
Is she shaken under? Did they say there's talk she's a drunk?
I'm number 2 and 3 in the world.
And those guys?
KGB, make sure Borgoff doesn't run away.
Please save a seat for my mother.
Oh my gosh, it's time.
You may start your opponent's clock.
She knows that he is aware of her weakness, but now she knows that he's aware of her weakness, so she won't have that weakness. What's the matter? Get your confidence back, Beth. Harma must not decide to open the game or keep it closed.
When computers learn how to play chess and play against other computers, white will always win because of the first move.
Borgov's not a machine.
That you know of.
If she dies, she dies. Is it over? Keep confident.
From that point on, the whole game was like a foregone conclusion. Like in the books, where you know the outcome, but you play it out just to see how it would happen. Every move he made was so obvious, so unimaginative, so bureaucratic. I'm so glad you didn't see it. Mother?
She's not dead.
I'm sorry.
What was it?
Hepatitis, possibly. We will know tomorrow.
Could you give me a tranquilizer?
You don't need a prescription to buy Libre in Mexico. There is a farmacia right here in the hotel. Again, I'm very sorry for your loss.
Oh my gosh! She's all alone now. She can't. She.
This is Austin Wheatley.
It's Beth, Mr. Wheatley.
Beth?
Your daughter?
How is Alma? Is she there with you?
She's dead. Mr. Wheatley.
Could you handle this for me? I can't be going off to Mexico.
Ew!
Look, I don't want any part of this. Get her up to Kentucky and bury her, and the house is yours.
Don't you want to know how she died?
What was it?
Hepatitis, I think. We'll know tomorrow.
She was sick a lot.
Oh. She's gonna spiral. She's gonna take a lot of drugs and alcohol. She's no one she can talk to?
Mass.
More. That broke my heart. So much loss for her. The whole thing of it was like she didn't have like a best friend she could run to, or like an aunt or a grandma to like comfort her. And that's the like true heartbreaking part of it. She's just so alone. And like I said, I'm really afraid she's gonna spiral now. She had to grow up really fast in the orphanage, and now she has to do it all over again. She has to worry about a mortgage now and no one to take care of her anymore, or, you know, support her in that way. And they did have something special. Oh, that was so sad. And on the day she lost Borgov. Okay, what comes down must go up, right? Next episode. Hope it's a happier one.
Strongest person is the person who isn't scared to be alone. Other people you gotta worry about. They'll tell you what to do and feel.
Is that her mom?
Someday you're gonna be all alone, so you need to figure out how to take care of yourself.
That's not fair. It must all just not seem real.
Hello?
This is Harry Beltic. I hear you dropped one of Borgov.
I want to give condolences.
Thanks.
I'm in Lexington for the summer. Would you like some training? I know, you're better than me. But if you're going to play the Soviets, you need help. I'm on my way to the Phoenix Hotel.
Why don't you come over right now?
Excuse me, miss. What happened to that gawky kid who kicked my ass 5 years ago? Middle game strategy.
I brought that one.
Capablanca, my chess career.
That one, too.
Maya, Rook and Pawn Endings. You've read it.
I have my own copy upstairs. Capablanca played on intuition.
And his natural gift.
Unlike Bogoliubov and Grunfeld, who memorized everything.
You don't ever study?
I analyze games. What actually happened, not what could have happened. And I play it by ear.
Like Capablanca.
You would have beaten Borgov.
Not every game.
Every game that counted. You think I'm a prima donna, don't you?
It's chess. We're all prima donnas. So I've replayed your match with Benny Watts 12 times.
I'm a different player now.
So I just remembered this comment that someone said he's Dudley Dursley.
If you get locked into one idea,
I can't
like
believe
this
that.
knight pawn, say it's
That's Dudley.
Look, the knight pawn is pinned.
I can see that, but
Look at the queen side pawns way over here.
he could do this.
Try it.
They love chess. He's replayed her game with someone else just because he loves it. He wants to think more about it. It's crazy.
Good sequence.
I got it from a book.
You know, you're not the same person you were 5 years ago either, but I can't figure out what's different.
I've become more profound.
That's not it.
And I got my teeth fixed.
What's up?
I used my tuition money. My parents are plenty ticked off about it.
It was worth it.
I should go. I'll take this.
Happens to the best of us, Beltic. Sometimes 16 times in a row. And you give up and start crying. And someone off the street has to come pull your car over for you because you're in the middle of an intersection.
It's difficult to show you the symptoms at the moment because it comes and it goes.
It comes and goes.
So unfortunate.
Tell me, what was your end game?
To beat you?
Exactly. You're still just improvising.
I just wiped you out 5 times.
I'm a master, and I've never played better in my life.
So modest.
But I'm nowhere close to what you'd be up against in Paris.
I could beat Borgov with a little more work.
With a lot more work. Do you even know his career?
No.
Read it. Look at the games with Lashenko and Spassky. You might learn something. You might learn something.
He's nervous. That's adorable.
Radio's a little loud, don't you think?
I love this song.
He loves her.
You got it?
So he saw the pills. Is he concerned or is he jealous or is he...
If you're already in a fight, you want the first blow to be the last, and you better be the one to throw it. Few things are as mentally brutal as chess.
That was him.
I don't know how long I can keep winning. I can fight against anyone but time.
I'm moving out the hotel tomorrow into my apartment. Play Pawn King 5.
That's unusual.
Yeah. Player named Maquinez came up with that one.
You could move in here if you want, for free.
Really?
Really?
This could get complicated.
Oh, sorry.
No. I just wasn't ready. I'm ready now. Now or never.
So, should I stay here or go back to my room?
Whatever you want.
So much for the post-coital pillow talk.
Good night.
Good night.
What? Why? How is she so cool about it? She's just unfazed.
Beth? Margaret Neal? Well, Margaret Johnson now. Fairfield High? Margaret. I read about you. The chess and the traveling. It must be exciting. It is. Being around all those boys is a real thrill. That time I came over to your house at the Apple Palace. Oh! That seems like a million years ago, doesn't it?
Oh.
I should probably get my errands done. It was nice to see you. You too.
I think there's more to life than chess. One of my heroes is Philidor.
He's doing the dishes.
Philidor was doing blindfold exhibitions. Diderot wrote to him and said something like, "It's foolish to run the risk of going mad for vanity's sake." I saw your picture on the cover of Chess Review. Towns took in Las Vegas. They were beautiful. I thought maybe the two of you.
No, we weren't.
Truth is, you're the reason I got my teeth fixed.
Didn't Koltanowski used to play blindfolded all the time, and he wasn't crazy.
She's not gonna let it go deep.
Beth, let's play chess.
Okay.
They'll always have chess.
2 packs of Chesterfields, please. This too.
You wouldn't rather just steal it? You gonna be there at tournament?
Yes.
Good luck.
Keep it for the first time.
He knew, and he's keeping up. That's sweet.
If you didn't move it up, the bishop would be locked in.
What about the other bishop over
For
here?
Christ's sakes, Harry, it'll be check once the pawn moves. Can't you see that?
I can't find it that fast.
Well, wish you could.
You're too sharp for me.
Beth, you gotta be nice sometimes. Well, wish you could, she says. Oh my goodness.
Breakfast is almost ready.
I have taught you everything I know, which admittedly is not a lot. I'm moving to that apartment.
He loves her.
I'm gonna leave you.
You're wrong, you know. You've taught me a lot. I'm really glad you called.
I'm glad I could be here with you, you know, after you lost your mom.
More than that, you really helped me.
I guess you've helped me too. Helped me realize something.
What?
Because I don't love chess. I'm not obsessed with it the way one has to be to win it all.
Like her.
The way you are. I'm gonna leave you this. You have a lot in common.
Morphe was a lawyer.
The way he played. He sacrificed knights and bishops like he had a dozen. And then he'd move in on the king so fast, his opponents would just freeze up.
It's too bad Morphe and Capablanca hadn't been alive at the same time.
It's too bad Morphe fell into a muttering paranoia and died. He would stay up all night in Paris, drinking in cafes and talking with strangers. And then he'd play the next day like a shark. You know what they called him? The pride and the sorrow of chess.
You think that's gonna be me?
I think that is you. Be careful, Beth.
That was wise. He was wise. She has to be completely obsessed with it to win, but if she's completely obsessed with it, then other areas in her life are affected and she maybe can't see life outside of chess. Oh, be careful, Beth.
Why, hello, Beth.
Why, hello, Benny.
I read about your game with Borgov. That must have felt terrible. Who got up first?
And Freddie.
It shouldn't take too long. You should see the places they play in the Soviet Union.
I'm planning on it.
You have to get past me first.
I'm planning on that, too.
He still wears the leather duster and hat. Benny, Benny, Benny. Next! She's probably read that book so many times. Okay, I got distracted. I was asking this before. How can a move be like coined by a player? Hasn't every player made that one move at some point or another? I just... Doo-doo-doo.
Key is to not be tentative. Play with absolute confidence.
What advice would you give to any young chess players who want to follow in your footsteps?
I tell them to read my book. Play through all the games. You know, I tell them get in shape. You know, most people, they think about chess players, they think about people who look like you. Harmon, wait up. Some of us have been heading down to the student union, having a couple beers, playing some speed chess. You should join us.
I have to study. Read your book. Get in shape. What's with the knife?
This is for protection.
From what?
Whatever.
He cracks me up. She doesn't want to be like them. She wants to go party now?
Beth Harmon, this is Danny Weiss and Dave Friedman.
You beat me the other day. Me too.
Rather badly, in fact.
Sorry.
After I finished weeping in my room, I replayed the game. Learned a lot from it, so thank you.
It's kind.
How about some speed chess?
I'm just gonna get some coffee and then I'm gonna go back and study.
Oh, Weiss will get you some coffee.
Sugar, cream?
Yes.
Oh, Benny.
Give me an apple juice.
He runs things around here.
Please. Sect.
One game.
$5 a game?
I haven't even had my coffee. Thank you.
Is it speed chess?
Go ahead.
Are they just moving random pieces and seeing what works? I think they know what they're doing. Is he hustling her?
Again? Again?
She's got to beat him at least once. He just takes it. No, like, no, not this time. You don't have to.
Again?
Again? She liked it? She's smiling? Nope. Mad? I can't see. Oh, that's her mom's nightgown.
It's gonna be you or me.
Are you trying to psych me out?
No, I don't need to do that to beat you. Listen, I'm sorry about yesterday, okay? I wasn't trying to hustle you.
Weren't you?
You're the best player here.
You held me off well enough yesterday.
That's speed chess.
You beat me in Las Vegas.
You were too hung up on doubling my pawns. I don't think I can get away with that again.
Did you ever go over games in your head when you're alone? I mean, play all the way through them.
Isn't everybody?
They are the same. He's kind of a jerk, though. I didn't like how he bossed the guy around the apple juice or told that little reporter guy that he looked like a nerd. But I kind of like him, too.
30 moves. Jesus.
That many?
It's like you can outdrink me, too.
I really
She
appreciate
won.
the way you're taking this.
I'm raging inwardly. What are you gonna do about Borgo?
I don't even have a passport. Where are clothes? I hear it's pretty cold in Paris that time of year.
I'm talking about Moscow.
What's in Moscow?
The U.S. winner gets invited. You didn't know that.
Yes, ma'am.
A couple more.
I'm still on my first.
I'll drink them both.
You always drink this much?
Sometimes I drink more.
You know, if you keep doing this, you're gonna end up washed up by the time you're 21.
I like your hair.
What about Moscow?
What's his game? What's her game?
When you go to Paris,
In 5 weeks?
you'll need a good trainer. Not Harry Beltic.
Word gets around in the chess world.
Who'd you have in mind?
Come to New York. You can sleep in my living room and you leave for Paris from there.
I'm not even so sure I want to go to Paris anymore.
What are you gonna do instead, huh? Get drunk?
Now that you mention it, feels pretty good.
Come on, Beth.
Work off made me look like a fool.
You weren't ready.
I don't even know if I'm good enough.
You beat me.
Fine. I'll come to New York.
I'll drive us.
When?
Tomorrow. Afternoon.
This is an adventure. What about her clothes?
Oh, and about sex? Forget it.
Chess pirate. Oh my gosh, I have to find out where he is from. Oh, the Maze Runner. Love Actually. He was the little boy who loved the girl with the Valentine. I knew him as a little kid. That was satisfying. Okay, only 2 more episodes. Oh, wow, that was big. She won. She's the US champion. She beat Benny. He took it very well. She's going to New York, just an independent woman, going where she wants. He's gonna train her. That's all. Oh, I'm worried about her. And it seems like everyone else is a little worried about her too. I don't want her to, drink her life away or anything. She does handle it very well though, it seems. She never seems drunk or sloppy or... I think she got her confidence back. She's still scared of Borgot, but aren't we all? It's just so good. You're just so into the story and the characters and her. I can't stop looking at her, And I just want to watch these next 2 so bad, but it's currently almost 1 a.m. That's when it's a good show and you can't stop. Okay, can't wait to watch again. Thank you so much for watching along with me. Have a wonderful night. Go to bed.